This is probably going to sting a little, but you probably look like a beginner right now. And it's nothing to do with the weight you lift. It's actually everything to do with how you set up, the positioning in the gym. And I'm going to teach you 5 hacks that's going to turn you into a pro in your next gym session. And the best part, even some trainers don't even do these small things. And when you start looking like you're doing things right, your body's going to respond to that because you are doing things right. And these hacks, which I'm going to extend into many more videos, hopefully, are the very ones that I got these results and even taught some trainers, which in turn taught their own clients. And if you already know some of these hacks, great. Just make sure you're still using them, because just because you know something doesn't mean you're still applying it. So this might be a little reminder for you. Okay, tweak 1. When they're doing triceps, they'll actually go all the way down to the bottom versus about mid-thigh. Why this is important? Because you're going to set it up in a much safer position when you want to take things to failure. So I do a few reps. The setup is so much easier because it's not low down, but also when you want to get out of this safely, you just rock it back. The usual height is about mid-thigh level or just right in line with your crotch. Anybody who's wanting to target their long head of the tricep should be setting up exactly like this, so you could get more out of the exercise safely and you look like a pro. Number 2, not having your own lifting strap. So any leg day that involves holding dumbbells, barbells, or you've got a pull day, or even just when you're training full body and you're not using lifting straps, you'll find that your grip is the limiting factor. So when you're doing any back exercise or a leg exercise that requires you to grip, use straps. It will be the biggest saver of energy and you can get more out of the exercise, because I can even just hold it by my fingertips, actually finger, if I wanted to. And this is where most gym beginners will just rely on purely trying to muscle it out and think, I need to train my grip. Your grip is going to get trained anyway, but using the straps to train the bigger muscle to look bigger. And using the strap to actually train the muscle that you're wanting to train. Not your forearms, not your biceps, because your grip is failing. There's also multiple different variations of straps. So you've got the normal, this strap, and then even this type of strap. Personally, start with this one, get really good at it, and then go to this one. And then if you're a little of an odd fellow and like these ones, go right ahead. Setting up the Smith machine can be a pain in the ass, especially when you've got OCD or ADHD or just you're really picky in where it's going to line up. So the quick and easy hack, should you say, is placing it on the bar. Now we can see if the barbell is going to be lined up with the bench. Now it may seem small, that little adjustment, but making sure the bar is lined up is going to make sure that you're not going to get injured elbows, shoulders, or just make sure you're targeting the right muscle that you want to target. So it is a small detail, but it adds up over time. And if you're wanting to get the most out of the target muscle, then this little detail matters. Oh, and if you stick around for the very end, I'll introduce you to my panic button, which is basically a free coach in your pocket when you start to wobble. This is where I get a lot of mixed opinions, but for me, when you're starting the dumbbell chest press, you want to get it up to the top where your arms are straight as quickly and as easily as possible, so you can set up and get your shoulders in the right position versus falling back in an out of position where you're potentially going to injure yourself. So you need to use your legs to get that momentum and lift it up. The last thing you want to do is just fall back and just hope for the best in whatever muscle is going to bring it up. You're wasting a lot of energy and nobody wants to get an injured shoulder for decades. Because we all know that guy who's always have to work his shoulder in with a rubber ball or do some extra stretches because he's fucked it up once or twice over the years in the past. So here's how you do it. It is nothing to do with your torso. It is everything to do with your legs. Your hands are just guiding it. I'm just going to fall back using my legs as momentum, and I start pushing about halfway through the fall back. So I'm not, when my back is on the bench, I'm already starting to push, and you'll see in a second. And you can also slow it down if you want to, because it's on YouTube. So push, and I'm already in a stronger position to do that. Now, obviously, this is going to be so much harder when the weights are heavier. But if you could get into that good habit, you're going to save a lot of time and energy, because often you need to adjust anyway when you're at the top with your shoulders, your leg drive, you're squeezing your ass, squeezing everything. If I'm down here and my shoulders are out of position and then I'm trying to get into position, how long have I wasted holding it on my chest? And that potentially wastes so much energy. And with it down there so often, you just waste so much energy that could be put into either lifting more load, controlling the rep easier. It just looks so much cleaner, like you belong in the gym. Now, everybody has to be training their legs, but to get the most out of it in your feet, which is such an underrated thing to think about, everybody I see in public gyms comes in with running shoes or like Vans or whatever. I've got nothing against Vans, but ideally you want the most barefoot option as possible that isn't your actual bare feet, but big chunky wedges. So ideally, some Vivo barefoots, or just go in your socks. Hopefully you got some better conditioned Vivo barefoots than mine. Mine's have been through it. But this is going to get a better output in your pressing because there's very little contact between the platform and you. It's going to increase the amount of feel you get into your hamstrings and glutes, especially when you're doing any hinging exercises where you need to have that contact with the floor. But on a simple press exercise, it just allows that better contact. Now it's super small feeling, but if I can really think about how I apply pressure into different parts of my foot, is going to definitely impact how and where my knee is going to go, which is then going to be the difference between potentially injuring my knee or getting the right tension in the muscles we want to work. And I'm not even going to speak about the foot height. I'm just purely thinking about the shoe or lack of shoe itself. You know those moments where everything just goes tits up. The scale has gone up, you're missed a session, work is stressful, you can't sleep, and you're just thinking, what is the actual point? Well, this is where I built a free panic button app. It is a tool where you put in your specific scenario and it answers and gives you honest advice that came from me. It's free to use, you sign up, and then you also join the email community where I give out free weekly advice for you. It's basically type in your specific scenario, and it's just going to give you an honest, straight to the point answer and what to do next, which is most important. So like and subscribe, and you can see the panic button and my Instagram in the description for everyday advice. Next week, I'll show you some more specific hacks around certain exercises to make you look like a pro. So make sure you hit that subscribe button.